Well, those are, temporary restraining orders and protective orders are something that are used, I don't want to say all the time, but they're used very, very frequently. What is different now is that temporary restraining orders used to be used a whole lot more than they are currently. And the reason for that is most of the big counties around the state of Texas, or at least around North Texas, have what are called standing orders. And those standing orders basically incorporate the majority of things that were in a temporary restraining order. That's going to say, like, don't go taking the kids out of the state of Texas for the purpose of changing their domicile. Don't change beneficiaries on health insurance policies or life insurance policies. You can spend money on an attorney. You can spend money on running your business. You can do, X, Y, and Z. So those are the types of things that you typically saw in a temporary restraining order. Where you would still use one now is, say, if you were seeking what's commonly called a kick-out order. Now, what's a kick-out order? That's, say I have, a guy has come to me and told me that his wife is bipolar. And when she is off her medication, she gets violent or becomes threatening, and it scares him and it scares the kids. That would be a situation where I at least would want to use a temporary restraining order and would ask to have a kick-out order, meaning ask to have her ordered to be removed from the house. She couldn't be there until a temporary order hearing was had. Now, in a situation where the threats are bad enough, and how do you quantify that? Once again, case-by-case basis. You might want to use a protective order, okay? But the judges are much more sensitive to that just because of what the ramifications of someone being saddled with a protective order are. Now, typically when I use a protective order is if I have someone who has been physically assaulted, okay? If I have somebody who has been physically assaulted and the police have come out and the perpetrator's been arrested, I'm absolutely going to go seek a protective order unless there's a phenomenal reason not to do so. A lot of the time I will take a temporary restraining order as a backup just in case a judge will not sign the protective order. And, it's kind of rare in a situation like that the judge wouldn't sign a protective order. The situation where they might not is if you cannot establish that there is a real sense of the possibility of irreparable harm that is about to happen. Is that person in immediate danger? Well, if they're not, or if that person is not excluded from the house or kept 500 feet away from them, is there a real distinct possibility that there's going to be, an injury? If the answer to that is yes, then you absolutely want to seek that remedy. It's got more teeth to it than a temporary restraining order, and can be something that is real important to try to get for your client.